Let's talk about procrastination. A simple definition of procrastination is the difference between your intention to do something and the action you actually take. So you intend to start your essay, but you don't. Or I intend to write a script about how to stop procrastination, but instead look at flights to China. Procrastination is one of the things that frustrates me the most. I have so many dreams about who I want to be and the things I want to do, and then when I'm supposed to be working, I find myself scrolling through dog spotting, and I just want to shake myself and say, George, what the fudge are you doing? Although I do procrastinate, I think I'm actually pretty good at working now. Over the years, I've been collecting tips and tricks that have helped me overcome my tendencies to procrastinate. I've been thinking quite a lot about how to connect all these tips and tricks together, and I think I've boiled it down to 4 tasks. Restraining technology, making work more satisfying, getting your emotions to support you, and getting comfortable with boredom. The science shows that with creative, sustained, and dedicated practice, pretty much anyone can master any skill. So procrastination is one of those things that's standing between us and achieving our dreams. So screw procrastination, let's try and solve this nut together. Let's start with the first step, restraining technology. Don't get me wrong, I love technology. I use my computer every day to work, and I love keeping up to date with what my friends are doing on Instagram. But it's a love-hate relationship. When I'm trying to work, I go on Reddit so much that I find myself on it without even realizing. The keyboard shortcut's in my muscle memory, so suddenly I'm on it and I have to say, George, how did you get here? The data seems to back this up. In 1978, just 5% of the population admitted to being chronic procrastinators, compared to 26% today. And some surveys suggest as much as 85 to 95% of students are procrastinators. So why has this happened? The internet and social media are easily accessible, instant sources of pleasure. And they weren't around in the 70s. Back then, the only way to procrastinate would be to talk to someone next to the water cooler or daydreaming. Whereas today, the moment something becomes difficult, the brain simply says, screw this, let's go on Facebook. But that's only half the story. We may think that the odd glance at our phone, a quick scroll through Instagram, or a short reply to a text isn't a big deal. But in fact it is, because habits are formed through the actions that we do on a regular basis. So by checking our phones every 10 minutes, we're in fact building the habit of attention switching. So that means that we can't keep our attention on something for more than a short amount of time. And this is a problem because any habit is like a muscle. The more we exercise it, the stronger it gets. And nobody told us this before we started using social media. So most of us have been reinforcing the habit that makes procrastination even easier. But luckily that also means the opposite is also true. By exercising our focus, focusing becomes easier, and eventually concentrated work could become our new habit. So that's the first step in taking back control. Understanding that it's technology that is undermining our ability to focus and complete the things that are important to us. There are 2 more steps: reducing technology's temptations and expanding our focus. If we reduce the opportunities for technology to distract us, it means we don't even have to use our willpower to work better. So let's start there. Here are a few practical tips. The first is to block notifications. Even if you have finally started working, notifications can quickly derail that good intention. I personally have switched off all my notifications on my phone. If you'd prefer to have them, then at least make sure your phone is on Do Not Disturb. Then make sure your phone is out of arm's reach. Stick it in your bed or in your bag. Even just by having it in sight will mean your brain will have to fight itself to not check it. Finally, block distracting websites. Get a blocking software such as Cold Turkey. It can block access to certain websites at certain times, so you remove the temptation to go on Reddit. I also use self-control that prevents all access to the internet for a specific amount of time. The minute you think you should use it, just do it as quickly as you can so that you don't go back on that thought. I also use the Facebook home feed blocker. I use Facebook a lot for events and group chats, but the home feed used to lure me in to procrastinate sometimes. By blocking the home feed, you ensure you use Facebook in a productive way. And if you do want to have a scroll on the home feed, you can always use your phone. This isn't about never using Instagram again. It's about using it when you want to and when you feel happy with the work that you've done that day. Okay, so even if you've done all that, you may still be tempted to go on your phone. So it's time to expand your focus. Practice going longer and longer and longer without taking a 5-minute break to check your Facebook. Start with 10 minutes, then 15 minutes, then 25, then an hour. Over a few weeks or months, you'll be amazed about how much more you can focus. But don't put pressure on yourself to make this happen overnight. A habit takes time to form because you're building the neural pathways that change this behavior into a habit. To make this process easier, put a card on your screen saying focus is a muscle or whatever you think will make you remember to focus. Or you could come back to this video a few times. Either way, it's about when you go to procrastinate, thinking, no, I need to stop this, this is preventing me doing whatever I want to do, and then bringing your focus back to the task in hand. Over time, this will become second nature as you develop your focusing skills, and one day you won't even think to procrastinate. So there you go, stop procrastinating by restraining technology. Realize it's why you procrastinate so much, reduce its temptations, and expand your focus. By doing this, you're on your way to working a lot better. Next time, we'll look at how to make the work itself a lot more satisfying. But until then, please do let me know your tips for overcoming procrastination in the comments. I may include them in the next video. I really hope that helped you guys. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments regardless. I'll see you next time.